なんかキュレートのパートナー
So where are we going?
Radio Helderberg Radio Helderberg. One of the Western Cape's leading radio stations.
Yeah.
Just going to show what this music is all about.
It was funny.
No, we can do whatever, we can do both.
We can do both? Thank you! Wow! The whole cello and everything like
Yeah, bring the whole set.
Bring the whole set.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
All full stops.
It's so cool. I can't wait to see this. It's the first time I've ever seen a cello.
Oh, wow.
And meet the actual like cello. Cellist?
Yeah, cellist.
A cellist.
Yeah.
Oh, cellist. Are you ready?
Yeah, Zulu cellist. Zulu
Yes.
cellist.
We're gonna have so much fun.
Thank you. But you presented the show, right?
Yes, sir. I'm presenting, interviewing you, DJing for you, whatever you want.
And this is a beautiful studio, by the way.
Thank you. His name is, now listen to this, guys. It's Dr. Thokozani Mhlambi. Did I say it correct?
Oh yeah, you sound like a Zulu woman as you
Oh,
speak.
thank you. Thank you, Thokozani. Thokozani, how are you?
I'm well.
Wow, can I just say thank you so much for joining me in studio. It is such a treat for me to, well, I know that you're going to be performing live later, but to see a real cello in like live person, such a treat. So thank you for being here.
Oh wow, thank you. I'm really pleased to be in the Helderberg and to be part of Radio Helderberg in the studio. This is exciting for me.
Is this your first time here in the Helderberg?
I've performed in Somerset West a number of times when I was still a student at the University of Cape Town. But yeah, it's been quite a couple of years since I was last here.
Wow. Okay, so you were at the University of Cape Town and then resided back to KZN.
Yes. I first went to the Royal College of Music in Stockholm.
Okay.
In Sweden. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, now you see, Thokozani does not play. You went to Stockholm, Sweden. Where did you go? No, I'm joking. Thokozani, quick introduction for our listeners. Who are you? What do you do?
I'm just a shy guy who was born and bred in the township of Matateni in KwaZulu-Natal. And then during my high school years, I was very fortunate to go to what was then called former Model C schools, where they had music as a subject.
Okay.
And so then I was able to take something that I was already doing at home with my grandparents, because we'd always be singing hymns every evening.
Wow, beautiful.
And so now I was able to now make it a practical reality by learning formal music, how to read notes and all that, and I did music as a matric subject.
Wow, that's insane. So besides the cello, do you play any other instruments?
Yes, I'm quite into different folk music traditions from all over the world.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interest that I started for me when I was in Sweden, because they really value their folk music that side.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's what you.
I have a strong interest in kwekwe, folk traditions. I have a very strong interest in Xhosa folk traditions.
Okay.
A strong interest in some European and Middle Eastern folk traditions as well.
Okay, but you have the cello with you in studio. How long have you been playing the cello?
It's been a labor of love,
Wow,
for years and
a
years.
labor of love. I like that. I like that. Years and years. Would you
probably nearly 20 years now.
Would you say that you've mastered the cello?
I don't know. I felt like last year was the first time I kind of like listened to myself playing, and I was like, oh my god, when I first wanted to play the cello as a kid, that's the sound I imagined. And I feel like I've only felt that experience last year for the first time. So I don't know.
I think that's beautiful. I think you've manifested it. Since you were a kid, you like knew That's what you want to work towards, and you're not going to stop until you sound like that.
For sure.
And that is why you're here. Now, I did mention that when I introduced you, I said Dr. Thokozani Mhlambi. Why are you a doctor? What's happening here? You can't be a cellist and a doctor.
You know, I always feel so sorry for those people who think I'm going to deliver a baby for them on the plane. I'm like,
oh no.
I'm not that kind of doctor. I have a PhD in music.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you can get a PhD in music.
Yes.
Learn something new every day. I had no idea, but that's pretty cool to know.
Yeah.
That's how you know someone's legit. You know? So next time someone plays at your wedding, ask them if they have a PhD in music, and then you know they're legit.
For sure.
Okay, Thokozani, so you are currently curating the Early African Intellectuals as Composers Music Project. Tell us a little bit more about that. What does that entail? How did you get into that? What's it all about?
Yeah, well, this project is made generous by a grant from the National Arts Council under the Innovation Scheme. I was really fortunate that the South African government is beginning to recognize the importance of innovation within the creative sector and innovation within the arts and the possibilities of bringing in ideas and concepts in a musical way. Mm-hmm. And so I was very intrigued by the early African intellectuals who were also composers of music, most of them composers of hymns. Mm-hmm. Some of them we sing all the time in our churches, but we don't actually know that they were composed by intellectuals. I mean, one can mention just the composer of our national anthem, Enoch Sondonga.
Yes.
You know, and that this was a guy who was formally trained in writing music, and he was, there's an account of him kind of bringing the score of the sheet music of Nkosi Sikelele when you are still developing it, and calling a young girl to come sing along. It's like, these notes are not yet right, this one is not, needs fixing, I'm not happy with that harmony and stuff like that.
Okay, so that is what a artistic innovator is, or?
Well, yeah, in a sense of bringing in our intellectuals who are already composing music and saying that we have, even though, yes, we have Beethoven, we have the classical great composers, but we also have a different tradition of formal music composition that is African in its nature.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's what you're passionate about. Hey, I can hear it, I can see it, and everything. You are glowing. Tell me a little bit more about your album that you'll be releasing soon.
Well, my album it becomes like an amalgamation and culmination. Maybe I'm just going to say another word with the nation at the end.
What words are you teaching me? Amalgamation, culmination?
Basically, it's a coming together of all these experiences that have formed my life.
Okay.
And I would say that perhaps my interest in the early African intellectual tradition was a way of finding myself within this Western classical thing that I was already doing, and saying, oh, somehow in this classical music I've already been trained in for so long in my life, I can also find myself in history and find myself and my people and my cultures. Yeah.
Wow, so we are looking forward to that. Will it be released in store, online?
It's actually an international release because my label in Germany will be doing an international release once off. So it's going to be available on all digital platforms, and we're going to press a few CDs and maybe a few vinyls later on. But for people who have Apple Music, Google Play, Spotify, and all those kinds of platforms, it's going to be immediately available as soon as the release happens.
Okay. Now you've been billed as an artistic innovator, and I've been told you use your music as visual exhibitions to tell stories, right? Where does that inspiration even come from? The telling stories part, how do you find that? It's a little different than what normal people do, what the usual musician, if I could put it like that, do.
Yeah, I think it comes from a sense that we still have a lot of stories to tell. I think that's probably why we're seeing such an explosion in film as well, whether it's Kasish movies and all that stuff. It's because there's such a richness of stories and complexities. I'm sure a few people know about the Krotoa movie that came up a few months ago. All these stories are stories that we didn't know about our people that are suddenly coming to life, and I think there's a hunger in us to hear our stories, and that's what for me it's about.
Oh, that is exactly what this show is about. There's a hunger to hear our stories. I think ever so often it gets overlooked, and we're so focused on what's happening overseas and over there, we forget about our own people.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, Thokozani, now I know you're going to be treating our listeners' ears with your cello. So are you ready? Can you grab the cello?
Okay, cool.
The amazing, soulful cellist, Dr. Thokozani Mhlambi. Take it away. It's Dr. Thokozani Mhlambi, everyone. Thank you so much. Absolutely beautiful. Stay tuned in if you want to know more about Dr. Thokozani Mhlambi, that is in studio as my Haldebekira for today. Dr. Thokozani, how was that performance for you?
Yeah, it was such a pleasure just sharing a bit of who I am with your listeners.
Can I just say it was a pleasure hearing that, and I said the cello, the music just filled this room. It brought it to life basically, and I mean, wow, that was absolutely moving. So well done, a stunning performance. Real quick, so we just want to chat about the song name. Where did that come from? What is it called?
And the track is called Tribute to Nzigana. Wow. It's one of the tracks that's in my coming album.
Okay.
And it's like me imagining myself as Prophet Nzigana, who's believed to be the first African person to undergo religious conversion to Christianity in the 1700s.
Wow.
And one of the things Nzigana would say is that to his people that they must throw away the red clay that they put on their faces, you know, where people are associated with being uncivilized or amaqaba. So one of the repeating verses is Anlahle udabo olubovu, which is throw away the red clay. Which is
Wow.
what he would say.
This is deep. This is some proper meaning. It's not just like, oh, you thought of random words and scribbled it. And I love that there went such deep thought into your lyrics and the way you played it. I could feel it. I could literally feel it. It was absolutely moving. Now, we did mention a little earlier on in the interview that you were in Cape Town playing somewhere, playing for a gig. What was that all about?
Yes, I was actually invited to collaborate with Dashan, who's an international Chinese calligrapher and a visual artist. He does Chinese paintings.
Yes.
And different types of Chinese paintings. And it was his first exhibition in Africa,
Okay.
which happened at the Zeitz Mocha at the
Yes.
waterfront, the V&A waterfront. And so then the whole concept was he wanted to collaborate with me while I was singing and playing my cello. He was actually doing live paintings.
Wow.
On a big canvas.
Okay, that is absolutely amazing. I just want to know your social media. If someone wants to hire you, right? Do you play at events?
Yes, absolutely. I play for private events and corporate events and
Wow.
community events. I love playing for community events and events that involve education in them and social consciousness.
Yeah.
I'm available on Facebook at thokozani.music. That's my Facebook handle.
Okay.
And on Instagram, I'm at Thokozani_Mhlambi. I'll repeat it, at Thokozani_Mhlambi. And yeah, and otherwise people can get hold of me via email at thokozani@gmail.com. So it's THOKOZANI@gmail.com.
All right. Any last words for the interview
Well,
to just end it off?
Well, I really hope that the listeners out there will come and will buy my album once it's out on the digital platforms. They will play it for their children and play it for their loved ones, and that will bring healing and soothing to everyone who listens to it.
Eitsa. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a word we say here in the Western Cape. We'll be like, yes, you go. Yes, exactly.
It's like, you go, girl.
It's basically like you go, girl. It's in Afrikaans. Eitsa. Eitsa. You
Yeah.
like that?
I'll take that with me to KwaZulu-Natal.
I like that. Thank you so much for your time. It's been an absolute pleasure having you in studio, chatting to you, and of course listening to you playing the incredible cello. Do you have another song up your sleeve for us?
I don't have one now because I've already packed up my bow. But next time I come to the studio, I'll bless you with another track.
There will definitely be a next time, Thokozani. I can't wait to have you back in studio. I'm excited for this cello. I'm going to take pictures with it real quick also. And yes, thank you for being a Helderberg hero. You're a Helderberg hero because of your passion for this. And this is absolutely amazing what you're doing. You're literally changing people's perception of what good music is, if I can put it like that. And speaking with such passion, you really put thoughts in with your lyrics. It's absolutely amazing what you're doing. So well done. We'll be supporting you. We'll be supporting you in buying your album, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you.